What's going on? It's your boy Summer in the summersdomain.com. And we are rolling on the highway with Macklemore.
Yes.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, man. We just did a little panel. Me and Tha Bizness and Jake One and Sermon and Jay Moore and Hyphen and Casey Carter and B-Boy and Isaiah Thomas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was dope.
How'd you like that?
I really liked it. I learned a lot, man. I came in there not knowing what it was going to be, and it turned out really dope. I learned a lot.
Okay, so your original name was Professor Macklemore, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Why'd you feel like the professor part had to go?
That's just a whack name, man. But it started out as like a joke. Like it was I was in graphic arts class when I was like a junior in high school, and it started out as a joke. Like I dress up on like the weekends when I go out and kick it. Like I was in New York City for the summer when I was a junior, like 17, and when I go out on the town, I would like go to thrift shops, dress up in like random clothes, and when I would do that, I was Professor Macklemore, and that just kind of stuck when I came back to Seattle. But yeah, Professor was whack. Had to drop that. I wasn't a professor of anything, and you know, Macklemore stayed.
Okay. So at one point you were having substance abuse problems, but you were able to like pull yourself out of that. You know, that's not an easy thing to do. Like, what was the motivation for one to get out of using substances like that?
Usually people ask me that like fourth, fifth question in, so I commend your going right into the substance abuse from Professor Macklemore. Let's see. To me, or for me, I could never create while being high. A lot of people can do it. I can't do it. It's just, you know, I'll just stare at a piece of paper forever. So it was a very obvious reason for me to get clean and sober, because if I wanted to have a career in music, which I did, I wasn't going to be able to do it. You know, I'd go like for little spurts of time where I'd have, you know, a week here, a month here, and be sober and try to create in those blocks of time, and then always go back to kicking it and not making music. And that lasted up until like my, you know, I was like 25 years old. So it was just obvious. It was like, if I want to make music, if I want to be a musician as my job for my livelihood, I have to stop doing it. And you know, that was it.
So I asked Tech Nine a question that was similar to this, because in some of his records, you know, he talks about missing Molly and, you know, wanting to do it. And I know.
Is he sober?
Yeah, he's been sober for a while now, you know, and he's talking about how he has willpower over it, and you know how he misses it, but he doesn't want to get back into that cycle. So I wanted to ask you, like, so you know, you did different stuff. So has it been difficult to stay sober, and like what makes you like not fall back into that state of using it?
You know, it is challenging from time to time. I think that you know, I go to AA meetings, so I have like, you know, a community of people that are sober. You know, when I'm on the road, I don't have a lot of time to hit AA meetings, but so that can be a little bit tough. There's times where I just want to like turn my brain off. Like my brain is always going. I'm always thinking about music. And there's times where I want to turn my brain off, and the best way to do that is to get, you know, drunk or high or just kind of escape. And a lot of times I don't have that outlet. I think that the way that I turn my brain off from thinking about, because being a musician is a very narcissistic profession, you know, particularly if like, you know, you have to be thinking about yourself all the time. I think that the way that I get out of my own head is by helping other people. Being of service to other people is kind of my way to escape my own thoughts and my own, like, how am I doing? How am I gonna come up? How can I get on this blog? How can I, you know, progress and, you know, get more followers and all that shit that's constantly like chatter in your head. I think that the way to get out of that is by being of service to other people, and that's kind of the alternative that I have, and that's really the only thing that I know. I mean, like, you can watch TV and shit, and you know, all that, but it doesn't really work, you know. And I think that's just kind of a, you know, exercise is a part of it too. You know, being connected, trying to, you know, get some meditation, some prayer in, is kind of what replaces like that space. It kind of fills that void that drugs did. And it's very different. They're very different, like, outlets and ways to kind of control the mind or escape from your own thoughts.
Yeah.
It's more like learning how to deal with your own thoughts.
Okay, so shifting gears. So far, you know, you've done accomplished a lot so far. You're just scratching the surface. So what's been like the best moment of your career so far?
You know, I would say performing in front of, you know, 10,000 people at Key Arena at Bumper Shoot last year was definitely a career highlight. You know, for my hometown, you know, like, selling out 3 nights at the Showbox was crazy, you know, how fast that all happened, how fast those tickets sold. And, you know, XXL, being on the cover of XXL, that's something that I've always wanted, and, you know, ever since I started to do it. So to be on the cover of XXL, and really represent for Seattle, like, that was, to me, that was the most exciting thing. Like, honestly, like, my manager came over and told me in the studio, and really, like, you know, there was the first moment of just like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And then there was this moment of like immense pride for my city because, you know, we tried for a long time since Mix to get out of Seattle and to nationally be recognized, and I think that, you know, that's never ending. You know, I don't think that like I'm like the face of Seattle by any means, like, but I do think that is, for a lot of people, that's their introduction to Seattle hip hop, was that magazine.
Yeah.
And the fact that I can represent Seattle and how proud I am of Seattle was a big moment for me, for sure.
Okay, so in this game, you know, we often see like artists, you know, help out artists from their city. Is that something that you see yourself doing? And like, is there anybody in particular that you feel will have like the same appeal to like the rest of the world as you?
Yeah, definitely. I think that, you know, first and foremost, you have to put yourself on.
Yeah.
And I don't think that, like, I would love to be in a position where, like, you know, I had an independent record label and, you know, could sign people and put people out and really work on that side of the business, because I enjoy that side of the business. I think that that's something that I will do down the line. But I think there's a lot of talented people out here, man. I think that Saul is somebody that has a lot of potential, and I see the way that he connects with his fans. I think that that's somebody that, you know, has some crossover appeal. And, you know, he's somebody that's like, you know, I think is a little bit, in some categories, a little bit slept on. You know, he's not necessarily the most like lyrical cat, but he has a pop sensibility about him that I definitely respect. And, you know, he knows how to pick good beats and all that. So I think that he's somebody that, you know, will get out of Seattle. You know, I think that there's a lot of people in different lanes that I don't necessarily think that like our lanes like coincide, but there's people that are getting out of Seattle and getting recognized, you know, that wouldn't need my help, but that are doing, you know, things for themselves and things for the town, like you know, Nacho and Blue Sky Black Death, Shabazz, Nacho's killing it, Shabazz and Desatisfaction. Fresh Espresso just put out a new record. They're about to put out the record. I have the record, and it's a great record. I love what Cloud Nice does. You know, the Scholars really paved the way for what we have been able to do the last couple years. If it wasn't for the Scholars and for bringing us out on the road, and like, you know, the reason that I even met my now manager and at one point booking agent was because of, you know, the Scholars, and because Sabzi introduced us. So a lot of what I have to, you know, for my career to pay respects to is the Scholars, because I definitely wouldn't be here. So there's a lot of amazing music you know, that comes out of here. Obviously, the producers have been killing it with Jake and Vida, you know, keyboard kids doing this. And there's just a lot of different lanes that are being filled right now with Seattle music, and that's exciting to me.
Okay, so you and Ryan Lewis, you have this like annual pizza party that you guys have been doing.
Is that shit on Wikipedia?
Is it?
I don't know. That's like, I've done like 3 or 4 interviews in the last like 48 hours, and everybody's asked me about the pizza party.
Really?
Like, where is the pizza party?
Nah, I remember seeing it because I've been like studying for this interview for months, so I remember seeing it on your Facebook page.
Yeah, yeah.
Giving people a chance to win it. Like, what made you guys come up with the idea, and why like a pizza party?
I think we were in New York when I came up with it, and you know, I was staying at the homie's house in Brooklyn, and I don't know what it was. It was some New York pizza that inspired it, but you know, we're always looking for ways to like interact with the fans. You know, I'm always trying to like think of different ways that are outside of the norm. You know, like outside of Twitter and Facebook, and you know, the last like, you know, 6 months to a year, I've kind of fallen off like on like the Twitter and the Facebook. Like, I'm just trying to focus more on the music. But to me, to have things that are creative ways of interacting with the fans that are special, that give the fans an opportunity to be creative. So what we've done is, in order to get, you know, to be one of the 50 people that gets to bring a guest, so really 100 people that get to come to the pizza party, is both years that we've done it, we've asked people to be creative. So that was like, you know, covering a song and making a video, or, you know, doing a piece of art. I forget what we did the first year, but you know, having the fans be creative and give, you know, show their side of creativity, it's just dope to me. Like, we have some really, you know, there's just amazing artists out there in general in the world, and some of them happen to be my fans, and to me it's cool to really like give them an opportunity and then have them come. And it's not a show, you know, we do some songs, but it's more just like an opportunity to kick it, build, and just, you know, take some pictures and listen to some stories from them, and, you know, give back that way. It's a little bit different.
Okay, so let's switch gears and talk about the new album that you're almost completed with. So how's it going to differ from your previous efforts?
You know, the last time that I did a full-length album was back in 2005. So, you know, there's a lot. Ryan is obviously like on all the beats. We spent a lot of time on the records. You know, particularly like, you know, on the production side, like we've really put a lot of energy into the production of it. Making sure that the lyrics are right, that the songs are right. In terms of it being different, you know, I think that it's more of myself. It's just a different chapter of life, and you know, it's a continuation of me being vulnerable, trying to be as honest as possible, and I'm a concept writer. Like, those are the songs that I write concepts, and you know, I don't rap, you know, I don't do a lot of like punchlines. I hardly do any punchlines. I wish I could do some punchlines. I just don't think that way. I think in concepts. I think of you know, and I try to be a little bit more general on some songs in this album, but you know, there's some concepts, there's some things, there's some social issues that I've brought up. There's, you know, some personal shit that, you know, no one really knows yet, and, you know, there's always like there's always songs out there. To me, you just have to be like aware and open, and I think that this album is just what I've seen in the last couple of years.
Okay, so Schoolboy Q was here last month.
Yeah.
And I know you guys did a record for the album.
Yeah.
Because I asked him about it, and he said that he wrote his verse about a Cadillac. So we happen to be riding in one right now. So can you share more into the concept of that? Like, explain the concept of that record? Yeah,
that's funny. I definitely wasn't trying to leak this to the internet, but fucking Q. Yeah, we did a record about Cadillacs. Man, I obviously am a proud owner of a Cadillac, and yeah, I mean, the record is dope. It's Q came in, and that's the homie. We met at South by a couple years ago, and yeah, he came in, and, you know, we were kicking it when he was in town, and he did a show, and came to the studio, and that's my guy. Knocked it out real quick, and yeah, we'll see. The record is dope though. I really like the record. Definitely want to shoot a video for it.
Are there going to be any more guest features on the album? I know you're not going to reveal nothing.
Yeah, right. You already took my like one fucking rap feature. You know, we as of right now we only have like, you know, really Q as a rap feature. We have we've worked with some singers though.
Known singers or?
Yeah, known singers. More on the indie rock side. We got some great people.
Any more plans to work with any more rappers?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit up one more homie and see if we can make a record happen. Yeah, I'm not gonna say who it is, but yeah, he's my guy. Let's see if we can make it happen. If not, keep it pushing. I've never been like the type to like do a lot of like get a lot of rap features. But you know, I think that in the future I'm open to it. But to me, I really want to like, you know, I don't want to rely on anybody else. I've never been somebody that's like, you know, needed a cosign to be successful or wanted to like benefit off a cosign. I mean, I think benefiting off a cosign is great, but I think needing a cosign is a different thing.
What made Schoolboy Q special enough to be on the project?
You know, we've been cool for, you know, the last, you know, year and a half or whatever. And I think there's a mutual respect for each other's art. I really wish that he would have been on the part of this class, the XXL 2012 class or whatever.
Yes.
But you know, I think that he might have turned it down even if he got it. But and I just really fuck with his music, man. I love his new shit. But the Habits and Contradictions, that's my shit. And I think that he's a phenomenal rapper. So it was a no-brainer. It's the homie. He's a great rapper, and you know, he's doing great things.
Okay, so my last question to wrap it up. Ryan Lewis is producing the whole album.
Yeah.
Like, looking past this album, do you ever plan to like work with other producers, or is it going to be like strictly Ryan throughout your career?
Yeah, I mean, I think that I'm open to whatever. You know, I think that Ryan will work with different people. I think that you know, I really like working with Ryan. I think that he's a phenomenal producer. I think the world will hear how phenomenal he is on this album. And I think that, you know, we're a team. And that's something that hasn't always been like solidified. I think even in our own minds, between me and Ryan, that we are a team. But at this point, we're a team. You know, as you know, I said in, you know, I don't know if I said it tonight, but we do everything together. Like, we work on the videos together. We do graphic arts. The flyers, the fonts, like all that shit. Like, we do all of that ourselves. So we're more than just like producer rapper team as well. You know, like we just a creative team. So, you know, he might do things with other people. I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll go on to do many different things and produce probably many different genres of music.
Yeah.
But you know, I hope that we do keep that team in whatever it is that we do. And like I said before, I would love to, you know, we'll see. You know, we're working out some things right now, but I would love to have an imprint, you know, of our own shit and be able to put other people on and work with other artists and help develop people, particularly people from, you know, this region, but just people in general that we believe in. That there's so many talented individuals that just don't have the right, you know, whether it be branding or, you know, I mean, that's a vague word, but just in terms of like the right kind of overall like creative package. Like, they don't have it. They don't have like, you know, a graphic artist that can do dope shit, and they don't have like people to do videos, and they don't have good production or a good studio. And, you know, Ryan and I have those resources. I think that, you know, I would love to help other artists out and create something bigger than just us. I know that Ryan has that interest as well. So, but in terms of other producers, yeah, like I'll definitely, you know, I'm open to it. You know, I think that what's cool about working with Ryan is that he's a producer. Like, he works with me on raps as well. Like, he's working, like I'm recording, he records me. We work on it together. Just like I work on the beats with him. Same thing. And I think that that's a different type of creative relationship versus someone that's just like, here's a beat disc, pick whatever you want, fucking track it at your leisure, and you know, give me X amount of money for it. Like, that's just not as fresh to me.
Yeah. All right, well, this concludes our Rolling with Macklemore through the city from Federal to Seattle interview.
That was quick, man.
It was quick?
That was a quick drive.
Oh, okay.
I smashed.
We did. But we went the legal limit and all that.
Of course, of course.
I appreciate it. It's been a long time in the making.
Definitely.